Scientifically, this makes absolutely no sense, being that homosexuals should merely be attracted to the exact same sex in physical appearance as well as in all mannerisms and characteristics. A female should only be attracted to a female with feminine characteristics, but this isn't so. Why? Psychologically, it has no history of culture or ever having a chance to be cultivated, yet it still persevered. How? Well, if we go back to the very beginning, the first tribes or clans, or even Adam and Eve, we come up against an interesting fact. The male to female ratio in the beginning could not have been equal. Matter of fact, the male to female ratio in any population has never been equal. Even within a traditional large family structure of 5 or 6 siblings, one gender outnumbers the other. This isn't a question of if this is true, but is this in fact the foundation and birth of homosexuality in the beginning of time? Instinctively, we are social creatures. We also instinctively desire sex. Could the first humans have been bisexual or homosexual to compensate for loneliness or the lack of the opposite sex? We do know that males and females who are incarcerated for extended periods of time can compensate sexual gratification with the same sex. It is evident that we pass on character traits genetically, like being loud, funny, or aggressive, not only from ourselves but from our grandparents and great-great-grandparents and so on. These simple homosexual behavioral traits are possibly embedded in us all and over time adapted from a survival instinct to a socially conditioned one in some. You see, through observation, either by sight or hearing, or even both, as well as physical and social attractants like breasts, soft lips, and the ability to execute affection physically or mentally in a way more so favored by the individual, for example, builds up the mere curiosity of same-sex attraction to a strong preference. Again, all pre-sexual rituals, from makeup to bravado to flirtation, is learned. So individuals with a strong attraction to the opposite sex are more so influenced by the instincts of procreation, while homosexuals are instinctively following the survival traits. Then each heterosexual and homosexual adapt to their cultures and subcultures to discern what they like and don't like. The comfort of sexuality derives from the hardwiring within us all in knowing that we want what we are strongly attracted to. Life itself is a series of attractants, like from career choices to residency to foods and fun. The question is no longer does homosexuality exist or is it moral, but do we have the right to correct the obsolete anomaly? Again, it is a survival mechanism to compensate for non-productive procreation. Those that could not procreate due to lack of sexual partners. The next statement I'm about to make can be taken out of context, so please remember that this is a scientific discourse based on scientific and psychological evidence. The wisdom teeth, for example, are our last set of teeth to come in usually between the ages of 17 and 25. Through evolution and through our ability to take better care of our teeth, the wisdom tooth, which came in so late due to our frequency of losing permanent molars, as well as the jaw getting smaller, are obsolete. It primarily is awaiting its eventual demise out of our active genetic makeup. We have millions of inactive traits. Just take your tailbone, for example. Another example of obsolete behavior is that the level of aggression necessary to survive in the Middle Ages has no place in today's contemporary society. We have learned to identify certain behaviors, traits, and characteristics, even those that make us depressed, angry, hyper, etc., and learn to either control them through mental exercises and practices or even medicate them. Therefore, should an obsolete instinctive survival mechanism like homosexuality be conditioned toward correction?